Sporting touch of hands. Round number one. There's that fast start. And that is the fastest knockout in bare knuckle fighting championship.
K-Bomber, born in the Bronx, raised in Dade. Been in the city since Pit had braids. Bahapanti parties, plata know how to sneak me out. Now it's 7-figure meetings, every day we lead a house. It's game time, the game's mine, you know the vibe. Yo viajado el mundo entero, rapping 305.
Welcome everybody to episode 8 of Don't Blink.
Yes.
You know I got my boy Too Nice in the building.
We in here.
Today is another great episode. It's coming off the top rope. It's coming at you hard.
Damn, I like that.
Yeah. You know,
Coming at you hard.
Yeah, for real. It's high flying. It's divalicious. We got WWE superstar divas Ashley Sabera, aka Dana Brooke, aka Babe at Home, and Amanda Sacomano,
Very good.
Yeah.
aka Mandy Rose, diva of WWE. Thank you, ladies, for being here with us
Thank
today.
you.
Yes.
Of course. Thanks for having us.
Of course.
We
How
rock
have you guys
and roll.
been?
Great.
Yeah.
Great. Another day in paradise. No, can't complain, you know?
I know Royal Rumble was not too long ago.
A week ago,
Yeah.
right? Like
Yeah.
a week ago.
Yeah.
And how'd that go for you guys?
Well, in and out like a robbery. That's how we like it. Quick, easy, fun. No,
Alright,
it was
cool.
good. It's always like one of the best pay-per-views, so it's fun.
Dope. I was actually at the one last year when it was when fans were allowed. It was in Houston. It was like 45,000 people. Huge event, bro. It was amazing. I sat on the floor with my kid, and there was like 40 to 50-year-old guys with like plastic belts. Like we're going crazy. I'm like, whoa. This really, like, you know, WWE's crazy. with
I
the
remember
fans.
growing up watching it, be like, you know what I'm saying, Coco Beware, Ultimate Warrior, you know, all them guys, Randy Savage. I would have the little
yeah.
action figures and all that. So, you know what I'm saying, having these.
We have
Randy
action
is
figures
awesome.
now.
Yeah.
Oh, crazy.
Yeah. No, it's awesome. It's awesome. I was a Hulkamaniac in my time too, guys. Hey, by the way, today's episode is brought to you by MDO Miami. Check it out.
Looking fresh. I thought that was just for me.
I know. If you want to be fresh, you want to be with MDO, man. Call Manny. Tell him Uly Monster sent you.
Yes,
All
don't
right.
blink.
So, you debuted in WWE in August of 2015. We're taking it back.
I mean, yeah, sure. No, it's like so bad I don't remember dates, but yeah, it sounds about right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And how'd it go? How was the debut? Where'd you come from? Did you come from NXT?
So yes, I came from NXT, but I came from Tough Enough, the reality show. So it was like this competition show. That's where I was recruited from. And I was in NXT for like 2 years, and then I got called up to Monday Night Raw with the team of Absolution with Paige and Sonya Deville. And it was crazy. I mean, like, you remember your debut. It's just like they don't tell you anything. You're like waiting in a room, and we like had no idea.
Well, it's still the same process now. They still don't tell you anything.
That's
until,
true.
like,
Yeah, some things don't ever change. But yeah, so it's always a surprise. But we had no idea what we were doing, and I mean, it was a lot of fun. You kind of just have to live in the moment, and it was pretty crazy.
And what my question, I was thinking about it all day. I was thinking about it all day. I even told Ray, I was like, yo, Rex, I want to ask her, you know, like the process before getting to that part. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, where were you at? What was in your mind? Like, you really liked it? You did it in school? Like, you know what I'm saying? What was the vibe on that?
Well, so I didn't grow up ever thinking I'd be, a wrestler. I mean, I grew up with 3 older brothers, and yeah, we would like wrestle each other. I used to beat the crap out of them, actually, to be honest. Obviously. I was this like chubby little thing, and I would like beat them in arm wrestling, and so it's weird how I turned into a real life wrestler.
Yeah.
But I played sports my whole life, and I danced, and I was very active. And then I got into bodybuilding, like Ashley here. And I kind of just started competing, and then one thing led to another, and I won the 2014 Bikini World Champion title with WBFF. So that kind of like took off really, rather quickly. But then I was getting sponsorships, and my life just totally took a turn of like, okay, now I'm going to become this, person on social media that has these sponsorships, and I don't know where it can go, because I was originally going to college for speech language pathology, so it was really different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I see you got a bachelor's in.
I do.
Yeah.
Yes, I have my bachelor's in speech language pathology. So I was waiting to get into a master's program, and I just didn't get into the one I wanted. So I was like, I was working, hustling, waitressing, bartending, working at my dad's deli, and one of my friends was like, oh, you should get into bodybuilding and competing. And I was like, I don't know, but I fell in love with it, obviously, you know, changing my body, seeing the progress, everything. So started competing, doing all that, and then I got recruited for the reality show Tough Enough.
Oh, nice.
But had no idea what I was getting myself into. Like, I mean, I just remember packing a bag and getting on the show, and I'd be like, wrestling? Sure, I could do that. But like,
how old were you?
It was, I was 25. Yeah, 25.
Oh.
So it was right after when I was competing.
Nice.
Yeah.
It was actually, I was there. I know.
We have
I was,
a funny story.
Yeah, I was actually there. I had already been in NXT, and I came in to train the last two contestants, which was her and Sarah. And so we were rolling around in the ring, and I saw her, and I was like, oh my God, she's going to get signed immediately. She has the look, she has the body, she has the personality, she has it all. And then it's like a final show where they actually have to wrestle somebody. And she had to wrestle Alicia Fox, which Alicia Fox is, you know, she's been around the business for a very, very long time. And when Mandy went out, she was like dressed as like, you had your outfit was like Rose, right? Like you were like a Rose.
So
Is
bad.
that when Mandy Rose was born?
That, yes, pretty much.
Right
but it was, I mean, like the green. Do you remember?
Yeah,
like
I remember the green and everything, but I was like, damn, she's hot. Like she's gonna, you know, she's gonna.
And I got my ass whooped. You were there. My whole family was there. My dad was looking. He's like, every time, like, because I didn't know what I was doing. So, I mean, I literally was just getting thrown around, and I was just taking everything.
And
like,
everybody's at home watching, cringing. And
yeah,
shit.
cringing, literally.
She did great.
I
You
remember
did.
you were there for the actual finale
The
show.
match.
The match, yeah. But yeah, it was crazy. And then didn't I like ask you for, when I moved?
Yeah. So when she moved or whatever, at first I was like, everything about her, you know, we have the same background, you know, growing up, our fitness background, going to college, not really vibing with college, then wanting to try fitness and bodybuilding. And then we shared similar stories, and then I was already living down in Orlando, and she was coming down. And she had like a whole bunch of clothes and bags and stuff like that, but she didn't know where to stay yet. And I was just, you know, little old me. I had my own apartment. I was already, you know, there for a couple years, and we hit it off. And she's like, hey, can I store my clothes in your spot? And I was like, yeah, no problem. So I, you know, found a little cubby hole, and I put all of her clothes there, and then she would come over and grab clothes. I'm like, oh my God, she has the dopest outfits ever. And
like
fashion. It was like an instant connection too.
That's awesome. It's like a sorority house or whatever all of a sudden.
Yeah, and you know, like when you first, you know, enter anywhere, it's always like there's so many girls, and like who's gonna judge you, and who, you know, who's gonna give you a warm welcome. And you were obviously so sweet for me to ask you, you know, hey, can I borrow some of your closet space?
Yeah, I was like, no problem.
Yeah, we hit it off from the start.
That's awesome. That's awesome. I heard before you were AKA Mandy Rose, you were AKA Hamburgers.
Oh,
I love that story.
Let's go.
This story comes up in every podcast, every video thing I do. Yeah. Yeah, I really, my nickname was Hamburgers. I loved McDonald's hamburgers. I mean, I still do.
Yeah, who doesn't?
I know.
We always go to
Yeah, I'll be getting my
McDonald's.
Happy Meals every now and
And
then.
it used to be like 29 cents, bro.
I know.
Wednesdays.
It's ridiculous.
Every
I know.
Monday we leave, and I'm like, hey, babe, we're on our way home. He's like, all right. I go, but first, we're rolling into McDonald's.
Oh, man. Yo, McDonald's, you
It's
already know.
bad.
Cut the check.
Yeah,
Cut the
seriously.
check.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, so my brothers one day, they were joking around with me, and I ate like one, you know, and the hamburgers aren't that big, so like whatever. I ate like one hamburger really fast. And then it's really bad. I wanted another one, like, and my mom's like, okay, slow down there. And my brother looked over, and he's like, gosh, he's like, you know, Mandy, how many hamburgers you gonna eat? And I looked at him, and I was like, with the hamburger, and I was like, 100. And I said it just like that, so they like died.
And Hamburgers was born.
Hamburgers was born,
Oh,
and then I was
man.
like, you know, getting called hamburgers in middle school when I was like, thought I was cool, and I was not chubby still then. I was like, you know.
You were chubby, though, growing
Well,
up.
I don't know. I guess I wasn't. I look at pictures. I really wasn't chubby. I was like, I don't know. I was
had the
always.
baby
It was like plickety plow,
Yeah.
plickety plow. Plickety plow.
But I was always like, I guess, shorter too, so like just a little thicker. Like, you know, I mean, I still am, but turned it
Thick
into
as
mostly.
in.
Yeah, thick as in. But yeah, they gave me a complex for sure. So, But I remember this story actually was really bad. I was running in middle school.
With a
I
hamburger?
No, I wish I did have a hamburger. But I was running to the bus,
Running to a hamburger.
probably thinking about hamburgers. And my brother was in the on the bus already with his friends, and they were in 8th grade, and I was in 7th grade. And I thought I was gonna miss the bus, so I'm like running to the bus, right? So embarrassing. And I'll never forget. I even tell this story to this day. His name is Jared Duckstein. He lowered the. You remember the school bus?
Yeah,
Those
yeah,
ones.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
those
Like the
things.
buttons,
yeah.
So he lowers it, and I in front of the whole bus, everyone. He's like, "Come on, hamburgers! You're gonna miss the bus." I just was like, dropped my bag, I think, and I just like melted there for a second.
And
But-
you went and beat your brother's ass
Oh,
at home,
for
right?
sure. I was pissed. I was like,
man.
that was so embarrassing. How could you? And like 7th grade, you're like starting to get like, a little boy
Yeah.
crazy.
And how was that having you being in high school, middle school, right?
It was middle school, but-
middle school
yeah.
with your brothers.
Oh, it was crazy.
Would they be like defending
With all
you, or
touch
you be defending them? Would y'all be brawling
It was-
in the
It
cafeteria?
was, yeah, it was pretty bad. Gary, we're 18 months apart.
Uh-huh.
He was
Irish
like,
twins.
yeah. Yeah, he was insane. Like I couldn't. I mean, even if his friends like would look at me, they don't look at her, and I'm like, like he punched one of my friends coming out. We were like holding hands. We thought we were cool coming out of the gym, and he goes right up to him, and I knew it was happening. I was like, oh my god, this is gonna be really bad.
Gary-
Punched him right in the face.
Gary was the first CB.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Hey,
So it was rough.
talking about growing up, you grew up in Westchester County, New York.
That's right. Westchester. Got that accent there. Yeah, we used to say
Pocket
Westchester.
con, give me some water.
What is it? Westchester.
Westchester. Yeah.
Westchester. We got a Westchester here in Miami too.
Yeah.
Oh really?
Yeah, a little
I didn't even know
different.
that.
It's a little different vibe.
But
Yeah, it's a little bougie up there.
how was it growing up there?
I mean, it was nice. It was just very like, suburban and kind of small. It's a beautiful county, but you didn't really have much. Like, I love being in Florida now because there's like so much more diversity and like just more things to do. Like, I don't even think still in my town there's like a place to get like a protein shake. When I go home, I'm always like, it's very small and like got their like mom and pop stuff, but like not a lot of franchises.
Her dad has a deli that's been around for how long now?
Yeah, like years over. I mean, he moved locations, but like almost probably 25 years. He's had an
Yo, what's the
Italian
name?
deli.
What's up? Plug that
Arthur
up right
Avenue
now.
Deli.
We need that pastrami.
It's not the one in the Bronx. His old partner was the one in the Bronx, so it's named Arthur Avenue
I
Deli.
was born in the Bronx.
Oh, were you?
actually.
Yeah, so you know. It's
Yeah.
got all the like same stuff from the Bronx. So
Damn.
Morris Park, the pastries. Oh, it's good stuff.
That's what's up. Plug it. You already know. Go visit.
I know.
Pops,
I mean, you
yo.
got
Yeah, and if you're in the Bronx, be careful, please. Hey, and so that's your Italian side. Your dad's side is Italian.
Yep.
For the deli, and you got an Irish side also,
That's
right?
right. You know, Mayor.
Mayor!
You know, Mayor.
By the way, everybody watching, Mary is Mandy's mom. Great lady. I met her the day I met you. I met your mom.
Yeah.
Awesome lady. She needs her own show. We'll probably get her on the
my
podcast
God.
soon. She's amazing.
Oh, she would be hilarious, and she'd be so flattered.
She would love it.
Okay.
They wanted me.
Yeah, for sure. We got to do that. We got to bring her on. So, AKA Babe.
Yeah, talk to me.
Cleveland, Ohio.
Yeah, you know everything about
Seven
me.
Hills in the building.
You know what I mean?
7 Hills.
Yeah, Cleveland is the city where we come from.
Yeah,
Right?
that's it.
Little Bone Thugs.
Bone
in Harmony.
Thugs.
So, tell us about Seven Hills. How was it growing up there?
Yeah, it was boring, kind of.
Listen,
That's why I would find myself in a little bit of trouble here and there.
Oh, a little
Yeah.
troublemaker. Okay.
I was always the one pushing the envelope.
Tell us a little bit about that.
I would
Yeah.
speak out. I remember when I was young, there was a trampoline. Like, we lived in a cul-de-sac.
Yeah.
And then there was a trampoline, like 4 houses up in the backyard. And I snuck in and I was jumping on the trampoline. And then they came home and they saw me in the backyard. And then that's when it all began. I was a little.
She got bonded out for trespassing.
What a little rebel. Trampoline.
Rambo, wow.
But then, a lot of great wrestlers come from Ohio.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Cleveland and Parma,
No,
right where I'm
and
from.
WWE guys and real. I mean, not to.
Yeah.
say not
We're
but I mean,
real.
like- no. I mean, like, and also like college wrestling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Amateurs.
Right.
Amateur.
And, rappers, singers.
Yeah. Shout out
yeah.
MGK.
Yeah. Yeah,
You know what I mean?
for real.
For sure.
But I always say I took my talents down south like LeBron James.
Oh,
You know?
okay. Awesome.
Okay.
Ohio guy right
And
there.
what made you do that? What was happening? You know?
Well, I
Was
was
it
a
career
gymnast.
change?
Yeah, I was a gymnast for 18 years. That's all I knew. My whole life was just gymnastics. And my goal was to be in the Olympics. And long story short, through my journey, I made the Junior Olympics. I was on the national team traveling, and injuries kind of stopped my career. My dream, like I said, was to go to the Olympics. But when you ask, like, a little girl what they want to be when they grow up, that was that. And then my dreams were absolutely crushed because of the injuries. And then I was like, where do I go now? You know?
Yeah.
And my parents always instilled in me, like, you know, you have to have an education, you have to go to school. So at that point in time, I was like, what do I go to school for? And throughout that time, I was like junior and senior in high school trying to figure my way out. And my doctor who did my ankle surgery was like, why don't you try diving? It's like, diving? Like running off of a diving board and diving in the water? And they're like, yeah, for sure. I was like, all right, I'll give it a try. I tried it, but me being a girly girl in Cleveland, Ohio, it's freezing out.
Yeah,
I hated
people swim out there?
Yeah.
I hated getting my hair wet. You know how it is? I hated getting my hair wet. I was blonde, and then if you go in the chlorine, your hair turns green, and it was a nightmare. But I became district champ, state champ.
Oh, so you did it?
Yeah, I did it.
Oh,
Did it? I went hard.
But this was like jumping off the
like
platform and then doing the
Yeah,
flips?
that's
Little
why.
Greg Louganis.
That's why you do the flips.
Yeah.
I thought it was from gymnastics. I didn't know.
There's a little bit of both.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Every time I stand up on the top rope, I think it's a diving.
And how high had you?
I did a
jumped from?
platforms. I did platform diving and stuff like that too.
And they have different heights too, right? Like
Yeah, they
60
have,
feet,
yeah.
20 feet, 30 feet.
Right, all the way
No,
up.
meters.
Yeah. Meters and feet, but the platforms go up really high, and all you have to do is, like, if this is the edge of the table, you hook your toes on the edge of the board, and that's all your balance, because you know you get the most balance in your pinky toe.
Do you say hooker toes?
Yeah,
Hook your
hook your toe.
bars.
Yeah. So yeah, going back to that, I was like, nah, this isn't for me. So I went into college, try to find like the cool thing to do, and it was fashion at the time. And Kent State was, you know, an hour away from home. I went to Kent State University for fashion merchandising design, business, and marketing, and I have a bachelor's in science. Traveled up to New York, did an internship up in New York for fashion, came back home, graduated, worked the 9 to 5s, and I was like, this shit is not for me. I'm looking at my watch like, what am I doing? You know, I wanted to be active. I wasn't comfortable in my own skin. I wasn't called hamburgers, but I was thick. You know? I was cheeseburgers.
Or chicken nuggets.
Yeah. But yeah, I was not comfortable, you know, just being out of sports and activities. And my girlfriend called me. She's like, hey, why don't you try like bikini? I was like, bikini? I already did Miss Hawaiian Tropic. I did Max. You know, I already did all that. I was like, nah, I'm good. She's like, no, you go in a gym and you train and you see the results. And I went and I tried bikini, and I saw the fitness division, hopped into fitness, competed maybe 8 months, and then I got my pro card.
That's amazing. That's quick.
Yeah, really quick.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And then traveled around the world, and then boom, I was in Spain, and WWE was like, hey, why don't you try wrestling?
No, but wait, say the story. Right? It wasn't just like, boom, you were in Spain.
Yeah, I was in Spain competing with my mom,
Right.
and it was an Arnold Classic. And you know, like you've probably been to an Arnold Classic. There's like thousands and thousands of people there. And this guy comes up to me, and in the fitness industry, there's like a lot of weirdos, like like muscle worshipers that like ask you like, hey, you have muscles, can you massage me, or why don't wrestle or whatever. So he comes up to me and he's like, are you interested in wrestling? And I'm like,
Someone's security?
yeah, I was like, Mom, excuse my language, but no. And he's like, no, like wrestling. And I go, like that kind of wrestling? Because amateur wrestling's at the Arnold Classics. I was like, no. He's like, no, like WWE. And I was like, my eyes lit up. I wanted that next step. I wanted that platform to inspire people and always follow their dreams, because I was so confused, you know, in my path and my journey. And then moved down to where, I tried out. It was like it was kind of a tryout with Carmella in Tampa. And I went down there. and we were handed contracts on the spot, and I still was signed to the Europa shows in fitness, so I competed in fitness still with Europas, signed with NXT, moved my stuff to Orlando. I was the first WWE superstar to compete in both wrestling,
Hell yeah.
and I was
And
super
that's hard.
lean, super lean, and unfortunately, I got injured in the ring. My
that's when
my accident happened, and a little explosion.
Yeah. A boob ended up under an armpit.
I look like a monkey or something. And needless to say, I was like, no more competing. I tried one more show after that, but other than that, I just wanted to focus on wrestling. And here I am now 8 years later.
Yeah.
Wow, 8
Yeah.
years.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Almost
Hell yeah.
9.
Congrats to
Hell
both
yeah.
of you, man, because
Hell yeah.
I know the dedication, the hard work it takes. I went with Ashley one time to a real wrestling ring. I was in there probably 2 minutes for trying to warm up. I ran and I bumped against the ropes, and I didn't know that those things are like steel wire.
Bad.
I was like, whoa, I already messed that up. Let me chill. And then they taught me how to take bumps, which is when they land on their back, chin tucked, all that. I did about 5, and I was so nauseous. I was like, dude, I'd rather get punched in the face. I said, I'm vague, but so I know, I mean, I don't know exactly what it takes, but I can see, I got a little taste of it, and it's hard.
The first time I ran the ropes was with Norman Smiley. Shout out to Norman. I love him to death. I'm running the ropes. I'm taking my first bumps. He's like, you've wrestled before. I go, I swear to God, I never have. He's like, I swear to God you have. I go, no. By the end of that practice, I had a T-shirt on and I had a sports bra on. I take off my shirt.
Here.
I had
tiger stripes and shit.
No, I had a
shit.
hematoma.
Yeah.
It looked like a tit was on my back. I went home and they had to
Had back titties.
yeah, for sure.
Mine wasn't that bad. I just had marks like you probably had all down here.
I still get those if I don't run.
I know, me too. Yeah.
So what? So after a while, that just doesn't.
Your
happen
body
anymore?
like develops
Yeah,
like a
it's-
callus around everything.
It does. It's really weird,
Yeah.
and then you never get them again. But I mean, you're still. I was probably running them terribly wrong though too. Tough enough. They didn't really. They couldn't show us. It was just like they did, but it wasn't
But
like
cameras were on all the time.
And I also wanted to look cute for the show.
For the show.
Yeah, the tryout.
She
that it
sure
was,
did,
so,
though.
No, but I wore like a crop top, like muscle, and everyone was like in like long sleeve, and I realized afterwards, I'm like, oh yeah, this probably was should have been. Yeah, okay.
That's
Oh,
crazy.
it's terrible.
Damn.
You know what? What colleges did you went to? I didn't hear that.
I first went to Westchester Community College because I didn't really know what I wanted to do, and then I went to Iona College. That's where I got my bachelor's degree.
I know you got a little love triangle going on in WWE.
Oh.
Or was
They
that when
try-
you were in SmackDown with Otis?
Oh yes, yes. That was it's
You got your
fast, though.
big, you got your big spot.
Oh yeah. Yep.
I made sure he like brushed his teeth, put gum in his mouth.
Nice,
Yeah.
nice. So you kept them. You give them some manners.
Oh yeah. We've done some interesting things on TV, to
That's
say the
awesome.
least.
Shout out to Otis, man. He's doing
No,
it
he's
big
the
on
best.
WWE. Yeah, he
Yeah.
is. He's a cool guy. Hey, so I wanted to bring up how you guys are wrestling. You guys are used to wrestling in front of hundreds of thousands of people all around the world. COVID hit last year, which was crazy, and you guys stopped travel completely. What was cool was that WWE was like the first essential business. They never stopped. Vince is the man. Everybody knows that. But how do you feel now wrestling with no fans in front of now they have the TVs, which is cool, which is a lot better than nothing. But has it affected you? How do you feel about how everything's going down now?
Yeah, I mean, it was so crazy at first because we were in the Performance Center where it all kind of began. That's where we all started training, and now we're, on TV with no fans, no virtual fans, nothing. And I was in a big storyline with, Otis, Dolph, Sonya. So it was like we had all these incredible moments, but like with no fans. So we were just like, oh. But,
Because you sort of you feed off the fans'
Of
energy.
course,
like,
yeah.
Especially
yeah.
WWE.
Yeah.
But then, after a couple weeks of it, obviously it still sucked, but, you get used to it. And we always have to, just adjust to whatever we have. So you get used to it, and you have to I feel like taught us a little bit, too. It was hard.
It was super hard. I remember one match, it was with Naomi, and it was before any of the virtual fans.
Yeah.
And I'm doing my comeback, and I stand up, and I'm like, come on. oh my God, there's nobody here. Like, what do I do? You know, I'm like frozen.
So
and I
weird.
just
to the
kept
camera
going.
guy, come on.
Yeah, like, you, get up, you know? But yeah, it was definitely a transition. And with that being said, like, what really motivated me was the hundreds and thousands of fans on the other side of the TV. Because with COVID, you don't know, you know, I know a lot of people that have lost their jobs, you know, the kids being at home in front of a school computer. You know, that was their getaway, the 3 hours in front of a TV where they can relate to us and you know, let their problems be problems another
Like
time
after,
after. And now, you know, moving into the Thunderdome, it was cool. I didn't know what to expect at first, but we moved to the Amway Center in Orlando, and you know, seeing that setup was incredible.
Yeah,
it
was
was
really
cool. And then Mandy Rose and Dana Brooke.
That's where it all started.
Yeah, that's where it all started.
Was the Thunderdome.
Thunderdome.
Wait, was it
Orlando,
right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I get mixed up now because Tropicana.
Yeah.
And before you guys teamed up, you were teamed up with Sonya, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
How did that go? How did you wrestle by yourself before you got into the tag team, or you started off as a tag team?
No, so I was with Absolution at first. So it was like a I'm drawing a blank.
She had a tag partner, and then she also had a manager.
Faction. I was thinking
faction.
for the name. I'm like, what's the name of it? It was like a faction, you call it, yeah. And then I went to just being in a tag with Sonya for like primarily most of the time. And then we got into our feud, and we went separate, and then got put into another tag team. Yeah.
To this one, and so
this one, yeah.
Awesome, yeah.
So
are you guys still trying to look for a name for the tag team?
We'll take any.
We're still taking.
Yeah. But don't take anything. You'll get some funny answers out there.
Off rip, I was gonna say hamburgers and chicken nuggets.
Don't say that too many times. It might actually be a thing.
I know. Asuka put us out as sexy muscle friends.
Yeah, we were sexy muscle friends.
And then we had like the
commentator putting us over as sexy muscle friends, and hey, you know what?
That might stick then. Maybe
I know.
Hey,
you never know.
Let me tell you, you can shoot that name out a couple times. It might stick. So
yeah, exactly.
For sure.
Hey, and let me ask you. We just passed the Super Bowl. How'd you spend the Super Bowl? Where'd you watch it at?
I actually just watched it at a friend's house. I didn't really do much. It was just like 5 of us. I kept contemplating on going to Tampa and like doing the whole thing, but I just was like, I don't know, the crowds. I just wasn't into it. So we just
talking about Super Bowl. Uly, tell us about your Super Bowl experience, buddy. Tell us about your VIP. MVP. You know what I'm saying? All the MVP to the
I think I did see that. Were you MVP for the
I was MVP.
celebrity game?
I don't want to take time away from my guest, but okay. Since
no.
you asked me. I got to shout out to Celebrity Sweat. I got to play in the 21st annual, I think, Celebrity Sweat this year. It was amazing. I played last year also. We beat Doug Flutie's team for the first time in 7 years.
Wow.
And we were losing by a lot, and then I ended up catching 3 touchdowns and an extra point.
I was a crazy cheerleader.
I love it.
We played on the sand in Clearwater Beach. I won the MVP trophy, and the next day I watched the Super Bowl laying in bed like a stiff because I couldn't move from running. Everything still hurts from that day.
I actually asked Lisa about having girls play, and then Serge was like, "Yeah, I can ask if you and Mandy want to play next year."
Next year,
well, wait,
what?
That's what I was going to ask. There was no women?
No, there's no women.
Then I don't know what game I was supposed to play.
You were supposed to be the one streaking through the field.
No, he was like going to get me in this celebrity game, but then nothing happened.
Well, a lot of WWE guys were there. The Miz was there. Titus was there. Yeah, Cesaro was there.
Maybe just cheerlead on the side?
No, maybe you could have played.
Well, what she said was she needs 2 definite females.
Oh, we would have been there.
Yeah, I know. We'd have been there, done
I was
that.
great
Lingerie football.
Oh, maybe not that. Yeah.
You know a question I have for you? I know you got 3 older brothers. Like, how excited were they when you got into WWE, man?
Oh, yeah. They were so excited.
Yeah.
So they all have kids, obviously, now.
Oh, that was awesome.
And, I mean, my nieces and nephews.
You're like the best aunt in the world.
The best. Like, them playing with the action figure and the video game.
Yeah.
And bringing them to shows, obviously, is like the best. So I can't wait to. Yeah, they've been so. I mean, they've met everyone. When I tell you John Cena, I mean, Randy Orton, Roman, I mean, just everyone, like, 5 times over, where like they'll come backstage and be like,
They already know him by name.
Yeah, and I'm like, you met him last time. Like, don't be annoying, don't be that kid. But they go home and I mean, they go back to school and they're like, oh my god, I met John Cena this weekend, and they're the coolest things ever. So yeah, they're blessed.
She's such a good aunt too, because when we're driving in the car, her nephew will call and be like, Auntie Mandy, or can you buy me this? Can I have your
V-Bucks? You probably know about the V-Bucks because you got kids. It's like the video game, and I don't know. He keeps who knows what V-Bucks is? It could be made up.
He wants
Is it like
his
a virtual
credit card.
No,
credit
it's
card.
like a card that you have like
points
fake,
or whatever.
Right. Like you put real money to fake money, so you can buy little video games.
Yeah,
stuff.
he tells me it's like $80 for this amount of thing, and I when I get him the biggest one, he's like, really? And I'm just like, yeah, of
That's
course.
awesome.
She's the best aunt ever.
Yeah, that's awesome. I got 2 little ones, and it's amazing to see them.
They're so cute.
And when I first got with Ashley, she came over the house, and my little one Junior came over. He's like, Dad, I play. We're in a video game. We took him to Rumble last year. They got to meet everybody. It was
dope.
I fanboyed out when I saw the Undertaker. I was like, yo, babe, I need a picture.
You're never too old.
Yeah, it's cool to see Ric Flair. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
And Hogan's actually a huge fan of him now.
Really? That's awesome.
Oh, yeah, after the knockout,
after the knockout, he wrote something and I asked about the knockout. It was
so cool.
That's
it's
epic.
Dope. It's dope. It's amazing.
Yeah, Uly, whenever you want to take me to meet Hulk Hogan, I'll love it.
I was hoping to fight last weekend so we could have him up there to fight. That would have been dope.
Oh.
So yeah,
I actually wanted to ask. Oh, you wanted to see?
No, go ahead.
Oh, I actually wanted to see. I wanted you guys to tell us, because I know it, being Uly's friend and seeing everything, his process of when it comes to like leading up to a fight or just training in general every single day, like 6 in the morning, I'm going. And it's with your process starting the wrestling profession, like how was it? I mean, we already know you was fitness and all that stuff, but did you have to do a lot of like mentally? How did that work with you guys mentally?
Yeah, mentally, I mean, just the road life and the traveling, being away from family is something that you have to adjust majorly. And mentally preparing for wrestling, like anything, it's a mental game. Your mind has to be on point because you got to think of everything that you're doing. You have to be, and the way I think of it is like I'm giving my body to someone else, and we're actually wrestling around and stuff like that, and they're doing the same thing for me, right? Yeah. So we have to be in such a clear mental state, and it's hard being on the road. We would travel city to city to city every single night, anywhere from 2 to 4 hour drives a night.
Yeah, you're tired, you're feeling it. So it's like the focusing, like you have to focus in the ring, and like you said, you're putting your body out, and someone else is handling it. Like there's so many things going through your head that it's like, you do all this training to get to where you are, but it's like you need to really focus because the second your mind goes somewhere else, you're done.
It can mess up something. You can.
No, you end up in your haircut.
It's different now as far as we used to wrestle 4 nights a week. Now we're only wrestling 1 night a week.
Gotcha.
So it's completely different. And then being on the road too, we would have to find our own restaurants. We would have to find the gym facilities. Like we would be in Billings, Montana or whatever, and go on, good old Yelp and be like, find nearest gym near me,
I guess I'll eat pizza and work out in the lobby.
Right. I was telling him the other day, I said, I used to have a gas station diet down to a T. Like when I was really competing and working out, that gas stations would be the only thing open at 1 or 2 in the morning when we were traveling. And your body's your machine, basically.
Yeah, the machine. So what would you do? What would you get in your gas station?
What is your gas station diet?
What was that? What was it?
That was before I was just like, fuck this. But I would do egg, the hard-boiled eggs, and then the almonds, and then there was those like little protein shakes.
Hard-boiled eggs.
Yeah. Driving with Braun Strowman in the car and Titus.
Gosh.
I did ride along one time, and it was like legit. I had to go to the bathroom so bad, and they kept messing with me. They're like, "Did you fart?" I go, "I'm going to if we don't walk to the gas station. Like I have to go." Like it was terrible. It was super terrible. But just training. It's different now because we don't have the time in the ring like we did before. So we go down to Natty's. It's in Tampa, and she lets us have the ring, and we go roll around, and we have a lot of fun. It's like the old days when we used to like train.
It is a lot of fun.
It's so much fun. We laugh. We have such a great time.
And that's where you learn, like, if you want to implement new tricks
Yeah,
into your
exactly.
ride. That's where you put it on the line and you test it out there.
I've been doing some new tag team moves.
You heard her here first on Don't Blink, baby.
We have a table. We have chairs. All we need is a ladder.
Show you.
Yeah, if you want.
I mean, after you can suplex me, man.
Hey,
if you want.
get Mike up here, bro. Hey, I want to come off what he said about staying focused and about the head game and everything. Do you guys ever get nervous or you're scared for matches?
Oh yeah. Probably not last week, but the week before, I was panicking. I don't know why. Remember? And you're like, just calm down. I'll let you know what's going on.
Right before that match?
Yeah. I was not ready. I had one eyelash on. And they were like,
no one was ready for this match.
Yeah.
It was like, what, 2 4, it was like 6 of us?
Yeah, and we were just like...
That's when you had to come flying off the top too, right?
I don't even remember. That's why my memory is terrible. I don't remember all these things.
No, but it was stressful because we were like, whatever it was, our time got changed. So like, things can get changed right before you go out or whatever the case may be. And all of us were just like, what are we doing? And then when you start stressing, we're like, oh my God, it gets worse. And we all just have to calm down. We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
We always do figure it out, but it's still stressful.
I call Uly. I'm like, say a prayer for me. I have like my little, oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Oh. No way.
Let's go.
Let's go. Hey.
Oh my goodness.
Huge shout out from Don't Blink Podcast to Lucila's Cakes, always coming through. Alejandro,
Oh my
Check out
God.
Lucila's Cakes, baby.
Which
That's
they're
our
with us.
pyro. That's our
Let's go.
Thanks, guys.
I love it.
That is so cute. I love it.
Guys, look, take a look. Get a
Hey.
close
Look
up.
at that.
Yeah.
Who wants to smash this? I mean, eat this
Hey, I'm gonna be like American Pie. We put a hole in that thing.
thing. You right?
Which Lucila, she's always with us too at the Fighting versus Hunger.
Yes, he's
you know what I'm
always coming
saying?
through.
They're
He's
always
yeah.
coming through and
Yes,
they helping us, feed, the less fortunate. So that's awesome.
That's right.
That's
yeah.
awesome.
Yeah,
That's
so
awesome.
cool.
Shouts
You
out
have
to
to
them.
come out to one of those.
I know, I do. I want to. You
The
guys
best
do
team.
that. It's awesome.
Thank you, Al,
The
for
best
coming
team.
through.
I love it.
Yes, sir.
Somebody
Amazing.
thinks we're the best team.
Yeah.
Hey,
For
shout out
sure.
Lucila's Cakes. Alejandro, you're the man. Thank you for coming through,
They're
my
the
brother.
best cakes. If you ever
I
want
gotta
cake,
try that. Yeah.
Well, I
Yeah.
mean, she's gonna have some cake.
No,
Yeah, no,
yeah.
gonna eat that. We gonna eat that, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we ain't on
We're gonna eat that.
ain't no gas station diet tonight.
Hey, Mandy, a big part of this show. I mean, I know you know already. That's why I say Mandy. The big part of this show is UFOs.
oh, I love UFOs.
Really?
Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
I mean, sure.
We bring it up every episode. I believe in something. There's something else besides us on this planet and this galaxy. You know what I mean? I can explain it. No, I can't. But so when they signed a COVID bill, right? This was months back. Trump signed a COVID bill, and on the COVID bill, it said that after 180 days of that being signed, they had to release UFO information.
Yeah.
So there's 135 days
Left.
So we find out if there's aliens or if you're an alien or what.
Wow.
I think I'm an alien. I think we're everything.
I don't
Everything
know.
our best friend is an alien.
Maybe we're all aliens.
Yeah,
Who
we're
knows?
on some different thing. But do you ever think about that? Like, do you ever give UFO the thought, aliens, anything?
I mean, yeah, I've definitely given it some thought. I don't really know how I feel about it, though. I mean,
There was a spotting in Miami like last week.
really?
yeah.
Yeah.
What
How
did,
do
what
I
did
not
it end
know
up
about
being?
this? I feel so...
Well, Jaden said it was like another
that's
a
right.
plane or something or a piece of something
Oh,
that was
so
out
it
there
wasn't
that was just flying
really?
through the
You're
coming
Crushing
down.
my dreams.
See, no, the thing about that is, like, I think, okay, something like that happens. People see it. Now everybody has a phone in their hand, so they record it.
Yeah.
And then, quick, the government gets back. Like, oh, no, that was a piece of plane that fell. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah, try to cover it up.
Yeah, cover up. I mean...
What
again,
show did we
Wow.
watch the other night? We like binge watched that whole.
Oh, Jen, you talking Close Encounters or something like that, right?
It was
Yeah,
like
yeah.
you have to watch
Yeah.
the show if you're
Really?
Yes, it is so
It
good.
kind of
And
freaks
it
me
talks
out. I'm like a really big scaredy cat. I don't know if you guys
Are
know
you?
this.
Yeah, you're afraid of the dark? Are
I
you
get
afraid
in my
of the dark?
car, you guys are, I'm like looking for UFOs after I leave here.
She's a scaredy
Yeah.
cat, but her and Ashley the other day on the way back from Tampa on
my.
I-75 Alligator Alley, everybody knows
Yeah,
there's like
no.
basically no stop to get gas. They need
Not
gas
smart.
bad. They get off on a side road. They gotta go miles. They look for a gas station. They
I'm
get there.
praying.
There's 2 blonde chicks in the middle of the woods. It's like a scary movie.
That's why I don't mess around anymore. I'm like,
we were driving Mayor's car, actually.
yeah, literally, and I'm looking around, like I'm like, I don't trust nobody.
I'm driving, and I'm like, please don't like.
I know, like all I could think of, I'm like, oh my god, and that was really weird because I could have sworn we got gas before we got there. Like a little bit before, obviously not right before, and all of a sudden it went like down to empty.
Nothing.
Like,
Yeah, but you got your car. Is
and
like
it was my mom.
Yeah,
my mom,
yeah.
right?
Okay.
Yeah, but
And
still.
we were yelping, and there was no gas stations around, nothing. And we called.
Scary
How many
movie.
times did we call
I
that
know
gas
that
station?
the one that was closed.
It was
I'm like,
so we pull in, right? I'm not even kidding. We pull in. I'm like, Mandy, it's not even open. She's like, oh my god. She's like, no, the credit card thing's still on. I'm like, try it. I put my card in. It didn't work, remember?
I know, yeah.
I start freaking out. My card didn't work. My card chip thing is terrible. So we used her card. She's like looking around.
I like did not take me. It was sketchy.
your head was on a swivel.
Yeah, literally. Yeah.
So you stopped the car and you had to walk to the gas station?
No, they were.
we
They
got
were
there.
They were at the gas station. Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
It was
You
a close
you
call,
actually
though.
made it.
We made it.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, it was
everybody
close
know.
call,
I mean, not everybody, but if you're from Miami or you're from South Florida, you know Alligator Alley.
No, yeah. No, I
Nothing
know
on it.
exactly what.
Yeah.
I know exactly what.
Every thought is
Don't wanna
going
get
through my
stuck on
head.
that.
And even thinking about that, being female wrestlers and having, fans, guy fans, girl fans, any crazy fans? Like, you guys got crazy fans?
Man,
Like,
all the time.
Yeah,
all the time.
always.
Because when you
I get threats on my DMs from I'm like, babe, look at this.
because when you mentioned the gas thing, I was like, and then you saying like, I could have sworn we had gas, and then she's saying, what if some crazy stuff? I went real far.
No, we went deep.
I went real far. I was like, yo, what the fuck is crazy?
Our security's really good though.
Yeah.
Got you.
They're
Yeah.
we even said I was gonna call Jim and be like, come help us.
Yeah.
But no, it's really good.
Dope.
And I have this weapon over there.
This
literally.
monstrosity.
We gotta just have you in the back seat.
Uh-huh.
Pretty good.
Yeah, that's why he always drives with me all the time. He never
yeah.
wants me to drive by myself down there. But
No, you should
back to
drive by
UFOs,
yourself.
that's what I'm going to be looking at.
Yeah.
I love UFOs.
Yeah. Well, what's the plan for you guys? What you got looking forward to the future? You got to find out every Monday when you get there.
That's
WrestleMania is right around the corner.
Oh, true.
Yeah, our biggest show of the year, right around the
That's the
corner.
Super Bowl
Oh,
of WWE. is
And it's
WrestleMania.
gonna be here before you know it.
And there's fans.
Oh,
Yes.
dope.
Oh, yeah?
That's a big thing.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Your boy right here will be present.
You know what I
That's
mean?
right.
And hopefully me too. Plug
Yeah,
that
it should
in
be
there.
really exciting. The fact that the first time we have fans again, which is gonna be like so weird because we haven't had fans in so
And
long.
it's a 2-day event.
It is, yeah. It should be
What?
good.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Damn, that's new. I've never
Yeah,
seen it
it's
like
new.
that.
Yeah.
Damn, that's awesome.
Yeah,
It's super
we're going
fun.
for those tag team titles.
Uh-huh.
And it's
Whether
fu-
you like it or not.
They coming for that.
Yeah.
And in the personal and in your personal lives, as far as when we touched on COVID a little bit, and then something that has been resonating with all our guests has been like how they were able to even adapt and figure other things out. How you guys managed to get through that.
It was crazy because, like I said before, we were traveling so much, and then it was honestly right by the time it was Uly and I started meeting and getting to know one another more and more and more, and I'm like, oh my god, how is this gonna work? I went from
we got
like
trapped together.
yeah, I know,
Good
for
time,
real.
but it either makes or breaks you,
true.
which is
Yeah.
a lot of people
Yeah,
say.
absolutely.
So it's like kind of good timing.
But I
Absolutely.
kind of went crazy for a minute because I'm like, what?
Yeah.
What do you mean I'm not traveling Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday? I have to find something to do. And then Uly and I, I'm super blessed to have the people I do around me. They were able to give us opportunities and do things on the phone call, and then Zoom, I think, saved everybody's life as far as COVID goes.
Yeah.
And just, doing everything I can, and it's still a transition, to be honest with you, because people are like, do you miss the road? I go, yeah, but now I miss, I love being home. I
doing
love
what you've been able to
seeing
do.
him
Yeah,
every
yeah.
single day and
It's
training.
like you appreciate things though more too.
sure.
I
Yeah,
feel
that's
like
definitely what it
I
does.
feel like it made me appreciate a lot of things, and like I would be with my mom a lot, just at my house, and we'd be like, like living the life, like by the pool and and like it's nice, but then I'm like, oh god, like I know I feel like I'm not fulfilled, like I need to do more, but it also puts you at things into perspective, and you're like, oh wow, like I'm blessed that I even have a job still, that I'm still working and making money and being able to, like you said before, put on amazing shows for the people at home watching. So
Yeah.
That's everything to us. WWE is everything to us, and I always say I'm married to wrestling, right? Wrestling has been there for me through my hardest times to my best times to not liking, I've had bad matches, but it's always been there. And that's, my bread and butter, and that's everything for me for the last 8 years. So I'm always loyal to WWE and what WWE has.
And the WWE contract is better than any little sponsor contract. Hey, peace, guys. What's next for Dana Brooke and Mandy Rose off the ropes, off the top? We stay tuned. We gotta stay tuned.
I think you gotta stay tuned. And like we said, WrestleMania is coming up, and you know what? The best place to get those titles on the grand stage, WrestleMania.
Yeah, for sure.
And by the way, stay tuned. It's every Monday Night Raw, 8 p.m. on USA Network. I'm gonna need to check for that too. But ladies, man, it was great having you here. Amazing. Thank you so much for your time.
Yes.
This is awesome to have you guys here. It's awesome what you talked about too, because people are gonna watch this, and it's good to know that their heroes do get nervous, do get scared, what I mean?
Yeah.
But they overcome it, and you keep moving forward. And once you get past that fear is where you start living, you know what I mean? So thank you guys again for the opportunity to be here. You guys are amazing.
Hell yeah.
Thank you guys.
I mean, the only thing I would ask for is if there's something that you can tell any older or younger, female watching you guys that love you guys, that, wake up and go to sleep thinking about you guys and are motivated and inspired by you guys. If you guys have anything you want to tell them, look at the camera right now. Let them know how to let it rip.
Hamburgers?
I'll go first. The biggest thing I always say is that, you never know where you're going to end up. So, like both of us, actually, our stories, we both thought we would, go to college, go to school, and do this, do that. But, you never know, and take risks, because I took a risk by, I'll start competing, but I have no idea about this industry, and I have no idea about wrestling when I first started. So it was like, I just took that risk, and, now look at me. I would never look back, and I would never say that I made the wrong decision. And I'm so grateful and so blessed. So always take risks.
Don't take risks. Okay.
Mine is kind of going off of hers is tomorrow's never promised, and life's like a puzzle piece. Everyone kind of knows my story. I've always put it out there. When you lose somebody, you're like, wow, everything can be changed in a millisecond. And follow your dreams, never say never. Keep going the path. How many times I was told I couldn't do this, or I was a bad wrestler, I suck at wrestling. I could have, hung up my boots years ago, but I kept going because I knew that this was the path I wanted to take. And everything from before, not knowing, from my injuries from gymnastics and not wanting to do diving, then going to college, graduating to, fitness and bodybuilding, it's puzzle pieces that have all shaped to who I am today, and really has made me who I am and given me this opportunity is WWE to put it out there. And don't blink. And, being with Uly has brought this person out alive where it's like, man, I want to give back and show that really tomorrow is never promised. And, like you said, take risks and never look back.
That's right.
Uly, you can hit him you can hit him one time with something right there.
Man, listen, I'm going off that. Just listen. That's all I say. Hey, by the way, Mandy is a Cancer. Like Sloan walks on the beach and is looking for somebody to jump out the top rope.
Shit,
Just
say
kidding.
no more.
Hey, before I close out the show, I gotta give a big happy birthday, Jen! We love you. Jen is my sister, my dog, my confidant, photographer. I love you.
Jen, can you sneak in here for a sec?
Come on. Put your face over here.
Go around.
This is a fucking day one Team Monster right here.
I love you,
For
Jen.
real.
Happy birthday, Jen.
Day
Happy
one.
birthday.
When I was still fighting in backyards and shit.
You know what I mean?
But man, thank you guys again for being here. It's been amazing. Episode 8 has been fucking historical. It's amazing.
Yeah, for sure.
Right before WrestleMania, so stay tuned. Watch these ladies fucking kill it in WWE and WrestleMania in 2021 and for the rest of their lives, man. Thank you so much for
Hell yeah.
Thank you.
Episode 8 of Don't Blink.
Oh, wait.
Oh, wait.
Yeah.
Oh, so now we're going to tag team. Uly, what's up?
Let's go. Tag team.
Tag team. Let's go.
Perfect. Tag team. So there's a Don't Blink podcast.
Okay.
And we have a
Don't Blink competition.
Don't Blink competition.
Are we really doing
What's
it?
up? Yeah, this is the only game I can actually
How's your
possibly
eyelashes?
beat Mandy in.
I know.
Yeah, exactly.
Except basketball downstairs. Let's go, Mandy.
She's pretty good.
Ready?
Basketball?
Yeah.
I'll be going.
2, 3. Okay, you ladies. Hey, thank you guys for being here.
We
man.
got some monster gear too.
Yeah, episode 8. Don't blink. Huge success. We're gonna lace them up with monster gear. You know, they can't leave here without.
That's
without-
cool.
without-
Crop
yeah.
top. I love
Yeah.
crop tops. Oh,
Monsterglobal.com. You know where they hit us
so
up.
cute. Thank you.
I love it.
Love it.
I have my own.
the exclusive for you.
You already got
That
yours.
little, yeah.
There you go. Fanny pack. We love a good fanny pack.
Come back.
Hey, can you make her a little monster G-string or something?
We can work manufacturing. We can work on that.
Thank you, girls, man. Truly appreciated. You guys are amazing.
Yes.
Thank you for the opportunity to do this. I love you guys. Fucking keep flying off the
We
top
love
rope
you.
and keep kicking ass. And stay tuned. Episode 8 is a success.
Don't blink.
I think me and Two Nights got something great going on. We got some great guests coming up. It's gonna be dope. We got some dope people that already signed up to do it with us, which is great. A lot of people show us love, and it's because we love them back for sure.